Hello everyone and welcome to season 7 of 9 in 9. We have now moved on to Norwich City in our attempt to complete 9 in 9. We'll take a look at the team and the club shortly. Don't forget, if you enjoy this content, to please leave a like on the video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. Don't forget to click that notification bell to know when a new video goes up on the channel. And also don't forget to leave me a comment if you've got anything to say. Let's have a look at see what's happened with Norwich. So the Canaries is our destination. Not the Canary Islands, East Anglia to be precise. So they've had an alright run, to be fair. They were relegated in the first season of the game, but promoted straight back to the Premier League, continuing the yo-yo process that Norwich City seem to be on these days. They did have 4 seasons in a row in the Premier League, which is the most they've spent in the top division for a very, very long time, until relegation last season, hence why we're here. And that relegation with 26 points from the season, quite a poor performance really, just the 5 wins in it, but Burnley and Watford have joined us in the Championship. So it's going to be a very competitive Championship table, as it normally is. Let's take a look at the club vision, where they're not very happy with me already. They want players signed under the age of 20 for the future. Obviously, there's still plenty of the transfer window to go. We can kind of fix that. Lower league level players for the domestic game, it's a desired thing, but it's not something I do personally, but we'll try and see if we can placate them a little bit. Signing players under the age of 23, again, that's very difficult to do if you want to bounce back to the Premier League at the first time of asking. Developing players using the youth system, we are trying to do that. We have got 1 or 2 that we'll look at shortly who are going to be in the first team picture, definitely. Obviously, we haven't done anything with playing possession football because we haven't played a game yet. And the squad has already seen a seismic shift in where it's going to go. We've lost quite a few players already. 3 key ones at the back end of the season when I first arrived. So Brennan Arneson joined Leeds for 31 million. Jonathan Lecco joined Barnsley for 7.25. The one I was most gutted about was the goalkeeper. Nico Mansell joined West Brom for £15.5 million. That was his release fee. Nothing I could do about it. He was a 4-star goalkeeper, but it got off to a pretty rocky start, to be fair. We've lost a few more as we've gone along. So Milot Rashitka has joined Salernitana for 9.75. Oliver Lemaitre has joined Stade Rennais for 5.25. Pierre Lise Melouz has joined Olympiacos for £1.4 million. And the other one, really, is Mohamed El Neni. He's joined Zenit St Petersburg for £675,000. Gary Evans is a youth team player, 11.75 million to Wolves. Bit of a shame, that one, but again, they can offer him Premier League football. We can't do that at this point in time. Last one out the door is Dogmoyo Vida. 38 he was. He was a Croatian international, if you know him. Gone to Deportivo. So we have bought some players in to try and fill some of the gaps. There are still more to be sorted. Let's meet the players bought in. And the first player bought in was a loan signing converted into a permanent deal, and that is Nuno Santos, coming from Wolves. Portuguese, not surprised. Was at Sporting Lisbon before that. Very good player on paper. 32 years old. Can play on the left and the right. Great crossing ability. Good first touch. Vision's quite good as well. Determination, bravery. Pace is dropping, but then he's 32. You'd expect that to start declining. Yeah, very happy with him. Was a bit surprised he cost £27 million though. But is a player that we can use in the Championship, and he is more than capable of performing at this level. Here we go at butchering another name. So, Daida Samoscu, close enough, right, has joined us from Hoffenheim on a free transfer. So, a good central midfield player, can play the deep role, don't like to play that, will be playing in the 2 in the midfield. Good physical attributes, natural fitness is one that stands out, as is agility. Aggression and anticipation are very good as well, as is tackling. Obviously, he's going to be putting a lot of tackles in the midfield. 31-year-old Malian international, another good player for this level. Obviously, with us playing a 5 at the back system, we have the need for a left wing back. Callum Styles is that man. Finally got him. I have been trying to sign this guy for, well, 3 teams I think so far. Coventry, West Brom I think I tried as well, and Southampton we had a look as well. Joined Middlesbrough at that point, and he is finally with me. 3-star player, 27, Ukrainian international, good pace, physical attributes are alright, so are the technical ones, so are the mental ones, can play in midfield as well. He ticks a lot of boxes, does Callum. A player that I thought would placate the board with the under-23 stuff is Warren Bonto. He has joined us from Bayer Leverkusen for just £7.25 million. It is an absolute bargain for a player that has the potential to be a 4-star player. So he's got the sell-on value as well that the club were looking for. Decision-making, flair and vision, all very good. Looking forward to seeing what he can do in the Championship. A loan signing next up, and at centre-half in Berham Traore. Joined us from Leicester on loan for the season. Has the potential to be a 3.5-star player. Will be cover for the centre-backs. We've got quite a lot of them. But obviously, with the amount of games you play in the Championship, rotation is vital, particularly early in the season. So yeah, looking forward to seeing what he can do. Hoping to build a little bit of a relationship with Leicester in the hope that we might be able to get a goalkeeper from him. Next man in is a former Arsenal man. It was at Hearts most recently, and that is Catalina Kujan. 24-year-old Romanian under-21 international, yet to be capped for the full squad. 3-star potential, 2.5-star at the moment. Liked him, to be honest. Can play behind the striker, can play out wide, can play in centre midfield. So he's got a lot of options. You know, I like to have players who can play in various different positions. £8.75 million. Is it a gamble? Yes. Will it pay off? We'll see. Next player in is another centre-back, and that is David Betela. And he has joined us from Udinese for £2.1 million. 3-star player in the prime of his career. Looking forward to seeing what he can do. He's alright. Physical attributes are very good. Mental ones are very good as well. Technical ones could be better, but he's a centre-back. We have to remember that. Heading of 14, marking of 14, all very good for this level. And last man in the door, for now at least, is another wide player, and that is Ryan Christie. He has joined us from Bournemouth, another player that I've been coveting for quite some time. Finally managed to get him as well for a fee rising to £7 million. A player that knows this level pretty well. He's a very, very good player. Natural fitness of 16. Physical attributes could be better. Mental ones are good though, as are the technical ones. Looking forward to seeing him light up the Championship. So you may have noticed through that there has been no goalkeeper signed as of yet. We are still looking. We have been looking all summer for a decent replacement to the man that went to West Brom. So Brandon Austin and Joe Lumley will start the season. As I mentioned, we've got an abundance of centre-backs. Michael Keane is at the club, as is Callum Chambers. Tom Holmes is here. There's some good quality in midfield with Czech Decore. Great prospect with Dan Tunnicliffe. Can we keep hold of him? That will be the main question. We'll take a look at him shortly. Mozart is here. Not him. Not the composer. Patson Daka is here. Dominic Solanke is here. I think it's the 3rd time I've had Dominic Solanke so far in the 7 clubs we've been to. In fact, let's take a closer look at some of the players that are already here. Now, obviously, there were a lot of players disappointed about relegation to the Championship. Pablo Mafito was one of them, but hopefully he's going to stick around. 30-year-old Spaniard, not capped at full level, 3.5-star, can play as a wing-back, can play as a full-back, can go right up that right-hand side as well. We have said to him if a decent offer comes in, he can go. Fingers crossed no one meets the threshold that we want, because I really want to keep him. As I really want to keep Czech Decore. Midfielder, Malian international, 3.5-star. The kid is very, very good. Been with Norwich for a couple of seasons, wasn't Monaco before that. He's probably going to be one of the key players for this season if we're going to get out of the Championship at the first time of asking. Yeah, fingers crossed again, we can keep hold of him. Here is the shining beacon though, Dan Tunnicliffe. 19-year-old, under-21 international. 7 goals in 6 games in pre-season, 17 finishing. Manchester City are sniffing around, as are Liverpool. So we're going to have to do very well to keep hold of him. If we do sell him, I am going to ask them to loan him back for the season so we can get through it. If we don't find a half-decent striker to play in the side, he is going to be a very key player. And if he's performing anything like he does in pre-season during the season, it's going to be very, very good. Let's have a look at Mozart as well. 20-year-old, not capped for Brazil yet. 3-star midfielder. Can play on the right, can play on the left. Dribbling of 16. Obviously, his attributes will fluctuate as he gets older. Has the potential to be a 5-star player. Has been promised he'll be sold if we receive an offer for £29.5 million. Fingers crossed again, we get nothing like it and he stays for the season. One player that will potentially not be here by the time we take on Blackpool is Patson Daka. 3.5-star forward, formerly of Leicester City, has been at Norwich for about 5 seasons now. Just the 44 goals though in 139 appearances. That was why I'm not that disappointed he's going to go. He's going to go for £45 million. We can buy a half-decent goalkeeper. We can buy a backup striker with that amount of money. Patson's sacrifice is going to be for the greater good. Because the Championship is a very big beast and there are a lot of big teams in it this season. Burnley are the favourites at evens. West Ham at 15-8, then Watford at 2-1. There's us at 9-4, just in front of Crystal Palace at 9-2. Nottingham Forest at 10-1. Middlesbrough, Stoke at 20s. Swansea at 25. Ipswich, boo, at 25-1. I'm right to boo Ipswich, aren't I, as a Norwich manager? Derby, Cardiff, all at 25-1. Even 33s with Blackburn and QPR. 50-1 with Hull, Bristol City, Luton, and with Sunderland. Reading as well, Millwall, Coventry. You know, it's such an open field. I mean, 21st, they reckon Coventry are going to finish, but they're at 50-1. If they have a really good season, then they could make a run for the Premier League. It is wide open. That is why I love the Championship. It is unpredictable. So we head to the opening day of the season and away to Blackpool. Get your bucket and spades out, folks. We're off to the seaside. But if I was asked by you whether we are ready for promotion, not yet. We need a couple more to come into the football club before I think we are ready for promotion. Need a new goalkeeper. That is a priority to sort out before the end of the summer window. And once Patson Daka has gone, we will bring in a new striker as well. We may even bring in another couple of players to add to that as we try to make this squad ready for promotion. Obviously, they're down from the Premier League. There are a lot of good players in this squad. It's getting them to gel together. It's getting them to get back to winning football matches. Only the 5 wins in the Premier League last season. It is imperative we start off with a win at Blackpool. But we'll find out next time how we get on with that. Don't forget, if you enjoyed today's video, to please leave a like on it. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. Don't forget to leave me a comment if you've got anything to say. And I'll see you by the seaside. See you then. Thanks for watching. Goodbye.